Imagine being trapped in a room with no way out. No windows, no doors, just the walls closing in on you. Everything you thought you knew about life is now distorted. You hear about escape stories, but this is something different. Today, we dive deep into the drama thriller that redefines captivity. Room, directed by Lenny Abrahamson and starring Brie Larson and Jacob Tremblay. What starts as a simple tale of a mother and son trapped in a tiny room unravels into a gripping emotional journey that will leave you questioning what it really means to be free. But this movie isn't just about being stuck in a room. There are mysteries hidden within each scene. Themes of freedom, identity, and the terrifying idea that sometimes our minds are the only things that can truly imprison us. By the end of this video, I guarantee you'll never look at this film, or Captivity, the same way again. Welcome to Story Break, where we break down the films that keep you guessing. Today, we're uncovering the hidden truths of Room, a story of survival, love, and the deep psychological scars of freedom. The film opens in one of the most claustrophobic settings imaginable, a tiny, windowless room where Ma, Brie Larson, and her 5-year-old son, Jacob Tremblay, live. This room is their entire world. For Jack, it's all he's ever known. His sense of normalcy is defined by the 4 walls around him. His mother, Ma, has done everything she can to shield him from the horror of their situation. She's made their space as livable as possible, creating routines, playing games, and telling Jack stories to make their world feel safe. But there's something dark about their existence. Old Man Nick, the man who has held Ma captive for 7 years, visits once a week. And though Jack doesn't fully understand who Nick is, he feels the tension. It's clear from Ma's behavior that fear is always in the background. But here's where the foreshadowing starts. Ma's carefulness around Jack, the way she shields him from even the most basic truths about the outside world. Have you ever noticed how Ma never tells Jack that the outside world exists in a way he can understand? She's built a reality for him inside the room that is far from the truth. As the story progresses, the tension builds. We start to see cracks in Ma's facade. She's not just trying to protect Jack from the outside world, she's also trying to protect him from the trauma that she's been through. Every smile, every game, every bedtime story is a way to hold on to some semblance of normal life despite their captivity. But the breakthrough happens when Ma decides it's time to escape. It's one of the most thrilling and heartbreaking moments in the movie. Ma plans a risky escape, and she has to outsmart Nick to get out. But what's even more harrowing is her decision to involve Jack in the plan. She prepares him, teaches him to lie still and pretend to be dead in order to escape the confines of the room. When Jack finally escapes and is introduced to the outside world, everything changes. For Jack, freedom is terrifying. He's overwhelmed by the vastness of the world, and the innocence he had in the room starts to unravel. The world outside isn't the comforting, familiar place he thought it was. It's a frightening reality full of new people, new rules, and a new identity. The final act of the film is all about rebuilding. Ma and Jack are out of the room, but they're far from free. The emotional scars of captivity still haunt them. For Ma, the recovery is just as painful as the captivity itself. She has to face the trauma she's lived through for 7 years. And for Jack, freedom is a concept that he's not ready for. The climax is heart-wrenching. Ma has to deal with the emotional fallout of her captivity, while Jack has to navigate the real world, a world that isn't as safe and predictable as the one Ma built for him. The film doesn't just end with their escape. It leaves us wondering, what happens after? Now, let's talk about the hidden symbols and themes that make Room such a powerful film. From the very beginning, the room itself is a metaphor for Ma and Jack's lives. It's not just a small space, it's the entire world for them. The way the room is organized, the items inside it, they all have deeper meanings. The TV, for instance, represents the illusion of the outside world. Jack watches it as if it's real. He has no concept of the world outside, except through what he sees on screen. Television becomes his window to a bigger reality, and it's a tool that Ma uses to slowly prepare him for the real world. And then there's the issue of color. Jack's clothing, especially towards the end of the movie, shifts from dull colors to brighter ones. As he begins to experience the outside world, the color palette shifts, signaling his emotional growth. These small details highlight the psychological transformation both characters undergo. Let's talk about the ending, because it's been the subject of so many discussions. Some people see the ending as a moment of hope. Ma and Jack are free, and they're beginning to heal. Others argue that it's a much darker commentary on freedom after captivity. In my opinion, the film's ending isn't just about the moment of escape, it's about what happens after. Freedom isn't a simple solution to their problems. For Jack, freedom is terrifying. For Ma, it's just the beginning of a long road to healing. So, what do you think? Do you agree with the idea that Room is more than just a story of survival? Is it a commentary on how we adjust to freedom after trauma? Or is it about the limits of human endurance? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a breakdown. This was Story Break, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.